Hello, good evening. So I thought today I would give you a little schooling lesson from the saddle. And we're going to be looking at this exercise. So we've just got 3 poles laid out on the floor. So this was inspired by Pet Plan. I saw it on their social media. They like to share pole work exercise occasionally. And I just thought I would kind of talk you through what I do when I ride. So I'm looking at getting Nutmeg a little bit more supple and bendy. So the aim of the game is to do some small 10-metre circles. There she is. So we're just going to stick with these in the walk because actually she's coming today and she's a little bit lame. I've noticed a really big crack on one of her back feet. So she's a little bit lame in the trot, but she's fine in the walk. So we're going to do it in the walk. Obviously, because I am filming like the multi-skilled person that I am. So I'm actually riding one-handed. So you can see my hands down here. So I've got, obviously, that rein tucked in like it normally would be, and just finger and thumb on this one. And what that means is that I can twist my hand slightly and she bends to the left, pinch my finger slightly and she bends to the right. Well, that's the idea anyway. So slightly to the left, slightly to the right. Now Nutmeg's quite a good little girl, she's quite a little good responsive little horse, so hopefully this will go really well. The other test obviously is of my legs. So steering being mainly from the legs and from the seat, this should be quite interesting. We'll just see if we can change it in a little bit. Nutmeg does know how to neck rein as well, which helps me out massively. So we'll see how this goes. Now, like I say, the idea of this is to mean that she can be a little bit more supple, a little bit more bend through the body. I actually did this exercise with one of my riders earlier as part of a lesson. And as riders, we tend to concentrate quite a lot, obviously, on the bend of the neck. However, the important thing is that that bend follows through the rest of the body. Now, obviously I've got her in like quite a fairly loose contact here, but she carries herself quite well. She carries herself quite nice and straight. You can see in the mirror when she's paying attention, not looking out the door. She carries herself well. She looks where she's going. I can just give my fingers a little tweak and she listens quite nicely. What you can't see that I'm doing here is that I've got my inside leg on, so I'm bending her body around to follow as well. So at the moment, I'm just going over the middle of these poles. They're quite good because they're coloured, so I can aim for the middle colour. And obviously I've got quite a lot of time to think about it at the minute because we're in the walk, which is nice. But what I'm doing now, again, assuming she's paying attention, little tweaks of the inside rein, keeping my outside rein nice and steady. Outside rein should always be nice and steady. Inside rein should almost be loose. And what I can do is just sort of follow her body round with my legs. So at the moment I feel like she's drifting out a little bit, so I've just put my outside leg on a tad. And now bringing her up to the pole. So I'm keeping her on the left bend. But what I'm going to do now is tweak my right rein slightly, put my outside leg on, so my right leg, and now we're starting to bend around the corner. Now if I look in the mirror, you should be able to see her right hind leg, budging over slightly. So we're now on the right bend, bending round. My inside leg is just nudging as she walks. Oops, get her concentrating again. Yep. Now I'm going to stay on the left bend now. So we've changed. So my left leg is now nudging her side. Left rein's working. Excellent. Good girl. Well done. Come on, walk on. So the circles don't come from the reins. Well, they do a little bit. But obviously I've not really got much rein action going on. When I'm twisting my hand to get the inside bend or the outside bend, little swap, outside bend, counter bend, counter flexion, yeah, and back again. She's so confused. That's almost the equivalent when you're riding of you just being able to move your body, upper body and shoulder slightly. So we're going to try it again. We're slightly on the right rein. I'm nudging with my right leg to get her body bending around. And see her body following the movement there. That's my right leg pushing her over. Right leg round. We're going to see if we can do all 3 loops this time because I've been practicing. So what I can feel is her right hind leg stepping under nicely. I'm going to go try on this one. So I'm keeping her on the right flexion because we're going round to the right in a circle. Oop, shadow. Let's not spook her in shadow. That would be silly. And again, if you look in the mirror, you should just be able to see her body following slightly. My hand slightly twisting to the right as you would be using your inside rein. So I'm going to keep her on the right flexion if I can through here. Ooh, still aiming for the middle. Good girl. And we're turning right. So still using the right rein, still using my right leg. Right leg is on. Bend, 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 bend. All the way round. And back. Oh, we drifted slightly there, we'll let her off. So, question is, can we do that the other way around? So, I've now got her in left flexion because we're back on our little circle. I'm going to try and just change rein somewhere. No, we're not. We're concentrating on what's going on outside. So I'll just change rein. Now, Nutmeg's got quite a slow, steady walk going on at the moment because she's concentrating. She's got a concentration face on. You can see in the mirror. So I've actually got her in quite a loose contact at the moment as well. Her grass glands have also been quite up, so I wouldn't be surprised if she's a little bit footy because the spring grass is starting to come through a little bit. So I'm not worrying too much about keeping her in a too much of a contact. She holds herself quite nicely anyway, as you can see. So again, my hand, inside rein, just a little tweak every now and again. And if I wanted her in counterflexion, just turn the hand slightly to the left. You can see her neck starting to bend to the left a little bit now. She says, yeah, there we go. And then back to the right. And all the time, my legs are working as well. So at the moment, my inside leg is on, and nudge, nudge, nudge. So to begin with, I'm just going to go around these poles, like we did to begin with. So she's staying on the right flexion. My inside leg is nudging, my right leg's nudging. My right rein's having a little tweak every now and again. Because it helps that she knows how to neck rein. You see my outside rein stays on her neck. My inside rein stays quite nice and loose. Ooh, I've got a little bit lateral there, good girl. So we're going to try these 10-metre circles again on this rein. Again, my inside rein is quite nice and loose. She's holding that right flexion. And my outside rein is quite nice and steady. There we are. So, we've drifted a little bit now. So my inside leg goes on, nudge, nudge. And then I'm going to have a little tweak to the left. So we're on left bend now. Whoop, she says. So my left leg's now on. We've swapped sides. And we're bending to the left. I'm also using my body a little bit as well. Hand just nudging slightly. So the outside rein is now quite nice and long. Bend, bend, bend to the left. Yep. Inside leg's working to nudge her back end round. And we're back to the middle. So I'm going to try and keep her in left flexion here. So we're actually going over the poles the opposite way. I'm still aiming for the middle, just to keep us on track. Left, left, left. Little tweak of that left rein. There we go. Bending round, inside leg on. Nudge, nudge. Bending to the left. Look at her little concentrating face. See how her ears are constantly on me, asking, waiting for instruction. Good girl. See in the mirror. So I'm keeping that left bend still, aiming for the middle. Oh, we did quite well there. Bending round to the left. I'll try and video this in the mirror. So left bend, left bend, left bend. Good. Still bending to the left. My inside leg's on. Nudging her round. Back we go. Oh, we're going to miss the middle. Good girl. And now a little tweak of the right rein and inside right leg to get back to right flexion. There we go. Good girl. Well done. So, really, really simple exercise. Just 3 poles. But you can see just how much it takes to keep us both together. So the inside legs are constantly working. You can see now she's almost doing a little bit of like shoulder in. We'll try and go a little bit closer to the mirror so you can see. So I've still got her in the right bend because we're on the right rein. And I always try and say to my riders, you want to just be able to see your horse's inside eyelashes on the bend. So obviously her mane's on this side, but she's got a tiny little mane. So you can just see like the right side of her bridle there. That's a nice bend. My inside leg just nudges along. If you wanted a little bit more precision, I sometimes ride in spurs. If I want a little bit more precision for, you know, sort of doing figures and things like that, you need to have obviously a very steady lower leg. So I don't ride in them all the time. I don't necessarily always schooling them. I haven't got a schooling whip on me today either. There she is. Still holding herself quite nice and loose. I've not got much of a contact on her. She'll take it herself. Good girl. And if I want to change rein, little tweak of that inside rein, little turn of the hand. My inside leg was working there to bend around the inside leg. See if we can stay in a straight line. So can you see how she's already flicked to like the left bend slightly? Just because obviously I'm preparing her to change rein. So my inside rein is now starting to work a little. Outside rein's nice and steady. A little bit of left bend. A little bit of left leg on. Bend the body round, follow the nose. There's a really good girl, well done. So we've got a little bit of left bend now. Again, you can just see the inside of her bridle on the left. My inside left leg is on. Good girl, well done. So that was a little crash course in what I do to get a little bit more bend from my horse. So hopefully I explained that well enough. She's been a very good girl. Yeah, hopefully you understood that. Good lass, well done. What a good girl she is. Nice stretch. Yeah, thank you for joining.